Okay, I'm back in the kitchen and I'm looking at your email that you sent to Craig, and I want to go over your questions one by one. I have covered most of them, but I want to make sure that I've covered them all. Your first one is, can we get a copy of the checklist? Yes, Craig can send that to you. Second is, what's the 110 volt next to the hot tub? Freebie! Number 3, the location of the dedicated circuit for the fridge in the garage looks fine. I do not remember saying that we were going to move the standard. Well, on your Mini, it does show moving that standard to the corner, but in that corner of the garage, there is a structural strap there, so we just moved it right around the corner. So that is, on the Mini, it says move the standard outlet over to that corner. The bonding ground, I addressed that. I believe we've got the CEE in the garage, and then the additional copper piping and main electrical panel grounding. In the garage, the video shows switches. What is keyless? I think I explained that. A keyless fixture is just a bare light bulb. Second, stove next to the microwave electric. Yes, this is a microwave oven and an electric oven. Not a stove, it's an oven. So you've got a gas cooktop is your stove, and then you've got an oven. This is 220 volt for the oven and 110 for the micro. So it's a combination oven and micro. Confirm how the low voltage under cabinet will work. As I had mentioned, in this island right now, I've got all the high voltage for that, and then I believe there are, how I understand it, is there are voltage regulators and controllers that they'll be mounting inside the sink cabinet, and then the wires connect to that, go off to the switch legs, which then control the lighting. So it all happens in the finished stage. But I'm going to get specs on that just so I understand it better, but that's how it's been explained to me. The pendants in the kitchen look a little close together. As I mentioned, this is our standard, but if you'd like me to spread them, I can spread them 6 inches each way, which is no problem. Just let Craig know and he can let me know. Where exactly is the switch for the disposal? As I mentioned, that is in this inside of the sink cabinet. If you did opt for the pressure switch, that'll go on the countertop. So I did pull your options. Let me look at that real quick, as quickly as I can pull that. Regardless, I'm not going to waste your time looking for it now. If I'll look back, if you have requested the pressure switch, that'll be in the countertop next to the sink. Your next question. If you have selected that pressure switch, it will go here. Is there a pipe that runs from the electrical panel to the attic? Yes, there are two. I had mentioned one. And I'm going to show you, we have one for photovoltaic, or in the event that you would choose to put in solar, I have a photovoltaic conduit, but I also have this. This is the front hall closet, and this comes from the low volt panel, and this goes up into the attic, so that is a conduit or raceway as well. The photovoltaic conduit is right there in the front entry. So this is the photovoltaic conduit, which comes from the sub panel in the basement in the mechanical room, and that goes up into the attic as well. So you do have two means of pulling wire to the attic. Let's see, we talked about this one, the hydro rail valve. As I mentioned, I'm going to be getting with my plumber tomorrow. I don't have specs on that, but how I understand it is that it all is internal. But we do have that head high enough, but I'll make sure that we've got things roughed correctly on that. And I'll see if that valve is too low. I know I have the head high enough. I will check on that valve and confirm that tomorrow. It says here in the basement, I see the rough-in for the drains for bath and wet bar. Is there water? No, we don't do rough-ins for water. The pipe labeled vapor. Why is it bent? It's just offset a little bit with that Fernco fitting. That's a flexible fitting. And before you come and see this house again, I'll have that strapped a little bit more plumb so that it doesn't look like it does. Even though it's no impact, no effect, I'll strap that plumb. So it's designed to be flexible at that joint. Okay, that's all I've got. But if you've got anything else, Ted, please contact Craig, and we'll address whatever we need to. And hope you have a good evening.